We'll assess the extent of the damage and get advice as the big Christmas getaway begins. Also tonight. Next this evening, a woman's been arrested on suspicion of murdering her 5-month-old baby in Leeds. Phil Bodmer sent this report from the scene. You're watching Thursday's Look North. Still to come on tonight's programme. The state of Bradford Council's finances have been discussed today at an emergency meeting. Officials have stopped short of declaring effective bankruptcy or issuing a 114 notice, but have voted to request an urgent government bailout to stop it from happening. The authority faces a huge black hole in its finances next year. So how bad is the financial situation in Bradford? Well, Bradford Council has predicted an overspend of £103 million next year because so much of the council's budget goes on services for vulnerable children and adults. The council collects just over £230 million in tax revenue, but the cost of running children's services exceeds that. The government says it's making up to £556 million available for Bradford Council in 2004 to 2005, an increase of 6.1% on the previous year. Well, Susan Hinchcliffe is the leader of Bradford Council. She told me why the situation was so bad. And apologies there, I did of course mean the government was providing £556 million in 2024 to 2025. Next tonight, it's 10 years since a community shop opened in Goldthorpe to provide cut-price food for those who need it most. From small beginnings, it's now turned into a successful enterprise with 12 stores around the country. Over 60,000 families have been supported during this time. Well, our business correspondent Spencer Stokes reports on the concept behind it. Good luck to them. Now, more than 300 people at risk of heart attacks and type 2 diabetes are turning their lives around thanks to 4 doctors from South Yorkshire. They set up healthy lifestyle groups and the effect is startling, as Mark Ansell reports. Now, a couple from Kirklees have driven 3,300 miles to Ukraine in a camper van filled with toys for children orphaned by the conflict with Russia or who are living in hospitals. This was their 6th visit to the war-torn country and they've just returned and can tell us all about their adventure. I spoke to Mr and Mrs Christmas, or Paul and Pauline, about their latest trip. Oh, lovely people. Now, a Christmas carol written nearly a century ago in Barnsley has found a new audience thanks to a curious twist of fate. Called Christmas Eve, the carol evokes the ringing of bells in the town during the festive season. It was discovered in a newspaper archive from the 1930s and has been brought back to life, as Kathy Killick reports. We're definitely all feeling very Christmassy now. Now, of course, the weather was the big story of the day, wasn't it?
It's always the big story.
The wind is what I meant to say. The wind was the big story of the day, but you've also got some fantastic pictures of some unusual clouds. I have. We've been very excited today. We'll start, though, with, well, we got away with it, really, because, as I said in the earlier chat, in 2010, similar wind speeds brought a lot of flood into the coast, but that's it. Lovely. You've worked very hard today, so you can come and sit down. Oh, take
thanks,
a load
Keeley.
off. It's my Christmas
I always
present
work
to you.
hard.
As if. See you later. Bye-bye.
What do you mean, as if?